And growing up in the country, as most country boys will know, or most men, when you've got a boot full of grog, and you bloody had a few, everyone does a couple of cock tricks, or someone does a nudie run, and it's normal, And people, some people think that's strange, but you are 70% of blokes.
Yeah, country boys.
Yeah, exactly. You're doing the wristwatch, you're doing the little drummer boy, and you're fucking showing off and rah. I just thought it'd be funny on stage just to bloody, do a little cock trick, I don't know. And I'd had a few.
At the Arias?
At the Arias, yeah. So I had to host a couple of awards with a guy.
You were hosting the Arias?
Yeah, I was hosting like 3 awards. Like they have a few hosts. They got the one main host and then.
Isn't that on national TV?
Yeah. But they have a 5-minute delay. So I was on stage with Jabba at the time, and I just thought it'd be funny, and I was making reference to a photo actually. I did a cock trick on Andrew G's shoulder in LA, and Jabba got a photo of it. It was a long story, but anyway, I just thought it'd be funny, and I did it. And then I got off stage and I called my brother. I said, "Hey, check out fucking DVD." I just got the old fella out, and then got back to my table, and then the executives of Channel 10 rolled up and go, "What the fucking hell have you done?" And just went through me. And I didn't think. I mean, it's a rock and roll show, And what's a bit of skin, And then. And then actually, and that night I ended up.
I would have gave him a promotion.
Yeah, thank you. Exactly. I'm only human, And to anyone listening or watching, don't be afraid of getting the old fella out when you got a bootleg, because it's a great gag.
And then what happened?
And then I got bloody taken over got my ass chewed out that night by the executives, and I didn't think I'd done anything that bad. And I went out that night, actually, and I was hanging out with a couple of this Aussie hip-hop group, and one of their... I've never told this story, actually, in public.
Please tell it. This is going to be good.
A friend of mine... this dude's girlfriend had some acid on her, had some LSD on her. So, and I'd taken a bunch of LSD at school, and that's another bloody conversation, and I sort of took a little bit too much than I should have, and anyway, we fucking the wheels fell off, and I ended up back at their house. It was the first time I'd seen UFC. I think we were watching K1 or we were watching Pride fights or something. And I'd never seen any martial arts. I remember I was kind of just going
on acid,
and it fucking flipped me out, man. It was so cool. And I went to then the next day we had off because it was a Sunday night and we had Monday off, so I didn't think I had to go into the office, and I thought everything was going to be good. And I get a phone call
this is after the Arias?
Yeah, this is the Monday morning after the Arias. And I get a call, and I don't think I'd had any bloody sleep, and I get a call from one of the producers going, "You need to, radio stations are calling, the papers are calling, you need to get in, we need to speak to you really quickly because this is looking bad." And anyway, one of the heads of Channel 10 calls me up and he goes, "Mate, get into work now. We need to talk." And I said, and I'm fucking cooked. And I said, "Listen, I'm halfway to Wollongong. I'm with my family on a family reunion. I can't come in, rah, rah." He goes, "I don't care where you are. You turn the car and you fucking come right back to work." So anyway, an hour or two later, I sit in there and he goes, "Right, actually, you know what you've done. You know what you've done. Do you want to see the vision?" Like, what the fuck was going on? I'm sitting, I'm looking at him, and purple smoke is just fucking wafting out of his ears. I'm like, and usually I know this guy really well. I know his kids, and I'm like, usually I could have come up with something or some sort of excuse. I'm just like, "Can we please have this conversation in 24 hours time? I just need to fucking."
So while this executive is talking to you, you're still on the trip.
Yeah.
And the smoke is coming out of his ears.
Purple smoke's coming out of his ears. And luckily I said, I won't mention his name, but I just said, "Please just give me 24 hours." He goes, "Mate, all of our sponsors are going to bloody pull out. You've done something really bad." And I said, I understand. Can you just give me 24 hours? And he goes, "Right, we're going to go to HR and we're going to look at say that you resigned." And anyway, 24 hours later, I got the boot. So my point is, the point that I'm trying to make is, I after those 3 years, I developed a bunch of great relationships with record companies, and I had a pitch for my own TV show, and I had sponsors and for a separate sort of project. And after that happened, I tried to call people up for a bit of a reference. Okay, cool, that's fun. Not one person picked up the phone, man. Not one person returned my call. So I've gone from the penthouse to the shit house in 24 hours.